You know, the Karka was an interesting sort of idea in terms of we knew we we knew we wanted to do sort of an invasion, but we didn't want to do the kind of invasion that would require us to update large swaths of content and step on a lot of different maps, just because of the fact that we wanted to put this out in November, and we didn't really think we could see any of them. I can throw questions to them, or if they have any of you guys want to have anything you want to say, you want to contribute, please do so. I'm totally open to that. I've certainly talked enough over the last few days, so if you guys want to have your chance, please feel free.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in and talk about, you know, what we were thinking of when we were developing some of these creatures. It was really, really fun to like work on this accelerated timeline with the animators and the concept artists, because we could look at a creature that we knew we had a really focused purpose for, and then design the skills for the creature, design the encounter around the fact that we knew we were going to be having, you know, high-level players and quite a lot of players in the area at once. That allowed us to give it a lot more like dynamic movement. You're seeing with the roll skill, some more AoE attacks, and make it really versatile for fighting multiple players at once.
Will there be underwater fights with this sea creature? Or how do they behave underwater or in water?
Well, the challenge for us with anything underwater is just how they look underwater. We've noticed with some of our larger creatures, and this Karka is of course on the larger side, we've had some issues with how those perform under the water. So they do have the ability to go underwater, but as far as exclusive fights with them underwater, we did not approach that.
Yeah, and as far as underwater, I just wanted to say, I'm Scott, I was the coordinator and animator on this project, and I mean, expanding underwater combat is something we're definitely looking at moving forward with Guild Wars 2 in general, and I think we'll definitely do some more underwater stuff with this guy in the future.
Was the Karka already part of the lore, or is it really a new thing you came up with in the Guild Wars universe?
So the Karka is definitely new to the lore. We are adding him in as part of the lore, but we're not really addressing a whole lot of like what's connection to any of the existing creatures or other large-scale lore pieces. But we will be lacing this creature in. We're definitely not getting rid of him. We love him very much, despite the fact that he's mean and evil and ugly.
Also, with this being a new addition to the lore and to the Guild Wars universe, you're going to see that you may see the Karka popping up in other places as time goes on.
Okay.
The way I phrased it yesterday is that since we're communicating to players that something dislodged this species from the bottom of the depths, and yet they are incredibly challenging and tough, you can sort of use your reason to try to wonder what possibly could have driven these guys out of their home.
That roll skill is so cool.
So one thing that you'll see here on the island that you weren't able to see when they attacked the mines. So as we've cleared the beach, now we come up on the outpost, which is one of those structures we talked about that the Consortium had set up that they left behind after they were driven out by the Karka.
Does the champion just have more health, or are there any special attacks that he has?
Jordan, you want to field that one?
Yeah, the champion has a number of special attacks that the veteran level Karka don't have. There's also multiple variants of the veteran level Karka that have different sets of attacks. So you're going to get a lot of variance even within that one monster type as you fight them.
There are some kind of weapons you can pick up?
Yes, there's a bundle here in the crate, which is basically a condensed version of the solvent that you get on your weapons. It's sort of a solvent sprayer. It acts sort of like like a flamethrower or an acid thrower kind of a deal. And it has a number of different unique attacks. Actually, Jordan Anton, who's in our chat and is one of the content designers, put the skills on those, so he'd be best to talk about those.
Yeah, I wanted to make something that would be kind of a dynamic way for new players that are coming to the island during the weekend to pick up something that has a full set of skills that work together and that they can use if they haven't necessarily unlocked all their weapon skills, but ideally something that's still fun for a player that has all their stuff for a little bit of variation. So the way that it fits into the lore is that you're spraying the solvent that you develop during the first half of the weekend event that helps to erode the Karka armor and do damage, and then you'll see that there's other attacks on that bundle that you can create combos with the different attacks and how they interact. For example, if you use the number 1 skill for the green spray, and then you use the volatile catalyst skill. If the target is poisoned, it does damage and burning and knockdown when you fire that second attack.
It is nice to see you.
Turn the tide.
Okay, nice job, team. So now we've secured this outpost, and the Lion Guard, of course, are going to continue to push in on the island and take over more territory from the Karka. So we're going to be following Inspector Alan Keel, who's one of our main characters for our weekend. She's sort of been put in charge by the commander of the Lion Guard, Magnus Irondawn, and so he is tasking her with basically stopping the Karka threat from threatening Lion's Arch. So she's come here to the island with her complement of Lion Guard. She's also accompanied by members of the Consortium. Consortium are also here because they have a vested interest in the island, of course, on things as well. And so this event now is, again, where I talked about where we have some unique opportunities here to have sort of settling effect of taking this island and making it go from natural to a little bit more settled. we actually are having NPCs that knock the trees down, and the ground beneath the feet will also change. It's a little hard to see because it's nighttime right now, but if you could see the decals on the ground, will change in order to create a path for the Lion Guard to actually traverse.
You're also going to notice in this event that some of the waves of enemies that you're finding aren't the Karka. There are other creature species that are fresh for this island that we made. For example, the reef drakes, I think that you've seen them before earlier on the island. Those are a new species of drake that we're introducing to this update. And then we have other creature species that you'll run into with it.
Hey, there's a Karka Slayer achievement.
Yeah, with us having the goal of having increasing number of updates on a regular basis, we have the opportunity to update those into the monthly achievements so that we can actually have these sorts of events track and give you things to do during that weekend that are just hopefully interesting things for you to do. Another interesting thing that I was going to point out about the Karka is because of when we got this silhouette back from our concept designers, and then we decided, yeah, this is the thing we wanted to do. Of course, you see they have a very unique silhouette with the 4 legs. It's kind of splayed out. It's a very different and unique, and in some respects challenging sort of silhouette.